7:14 on a Friday at mic number 2, Bob Zdora of This Week in Real Estate. Of course, Bob and Linda Zdora, the Z team at Century 21 LeMac Real Estate. For all your real estate needs, 405-0793.
Yes, sir. In the many hats that we wear and the different things that we are involved in and things that we do. And Leon's here to speak about the kids' fishing derby tomorrow. And we're part of that. And then back that up. I'm here to talk about the Hope for Horses Spring Festival. It's at the Marion County Fairgrounds tomorrow, which is in Summit, but actually it's just like Yellville North, I think. So if you've ever wanted to be kissed by a camel, a two-humpy camel at that, Rudy the Camel is going to give out kisses. There's face painting for the kids games, helium balloons. There's tack and baby and dwarf Nigerian goats. They have a big arts and craft thing. There's horsemanship demonstrations going to go on. There's exhibitions. There's going to show different horses, Chinese auction, and that's going to proceeds are going to help the Hope for Horses rescue, and that's Great. What it's for. You know, when people don't treat their animals well, and you see it on the news. Well, other people, good-hearted people, come and have to take care of these critters, and that's what this is all about. So it's tomorrow from 10 to 5 at the Marion County Fairgrounds in Marion County.
Good.
I got a ton of stuff this morning. This week in real estate, there were 39 new listings came on, 12 parcels of land, 5 commercial properties, 22 houses came on the market. They came on in the range of $22,000 to $495,000. Average price coming on this week was $223,000. There were 21 sales this week. Past week, 2 parcels of land sold, 21 homes sold, and they sold in a range of $22,000 to $285,000. The average sale price was $143,000. The average listed price was $151,000, and it was kind of high this week. 225 days on market. We're usually right around that $180,000, so I think it was just stuff that's been laying around for a while. There was $2.7 million in closed residential real estate this week. There's still 52 pendings.
Now you know why I gave him that coffee cup with the $100 bill.
I'm just going to come in. 23 properties expired. 50 properties had price changes. The realistic people wanting to sell and to move on and want to move on with the next stage of their life. You can adjust your money. You can't adjust your time. And if time is the issue that you want to be someplace else or do something else, not even necessarily be someplace else, to do something else and quit taking care of a property with 40 acres and the mowing and the trimming and picking up branches, all the things that go on with that. And it hurts when you bend over to pick them up. And that's time that you can never get back. You want to, it's quality of life issues. And you need to consider that as a motivator for you. Mm-hmm. There's 1,031 homes on the MLS, which is actually the same number as it was last week, as it worked out. 475 in Mountain Home, 62 in Bull Shoals, 28 in Norfolk. I knew Leon was coming. And 14 in Cotter. There's been 336. There were 336 sales in 2014, year to date, for $38.9 million. This year, the same period from January 1st till yesterday, there were 367 sales for $44.9 million. So the market's moving forward. It's a slow process. It's going to become a little more complicated with some of the banking things that are going to change. But, we'll adjust to it. We're just a buyer is going to have to be better prepared going into some of this. If they're seriously looking to buy a home, there's things that are going to change for them to help. It'll help make them a better buyer and be more prepared to buy.
Is this changes in banking or?
That's the G. It's Dodd-Frank and some of the things that came out of the fiasco up there. And as the government has a tendency to do, it overreacts. It'd be just nice if they could just kind of mid-react once, They get so far off to one side and then the pendulum comes back around. If we could just, when it's in the middle, things go really well. It's all the swings is what gets everybody.
Mm-hmm.
For the first 5 months, from January 1st to June 5th, the rankings are in for the companies. Century 21 did 22.88% of the volume. That's the number one company. The next company has 20.67. Next one after that is 13.35. One more over 10%. There's 4 companies that are actually over 10% of volume. After that, it falls off. And Linda and I would be actually company number 7.
Really?
Yeah. So we thank everybody that we've been able to help and been able to help them to move on with their situations, and it's a big thing. There were, like I say, I had 1,031. This had 1,036. There were, the average sale price of an MLS listing was 121. The average sale price of a Century 21 listing was 135. That's a pretty impressive number, and you're going to get that with Century 21 with the reach that we have as a company, the worldwide reach, and the people know how to find Century 21. It just is. But the market has picked up. The percentages are up. I mean, I'm better with the actual numbers than I am percentages, because the percentages can get switched around and make things look, they can get skewed to one side or the other pretty quick. So if there's anything we can do to help you with your real estate needs, give us
405-0793.
405-0793. Give my honey a call. And to go back to the business that's going to be coming up with the banks and with buyers, to be truly pre-qualified, not just have a letter. And the most important thing that I can tell you, if you're thinking about buying a house, if your situation is improving, you're got a better job, your family is starting, all the different things in life that go on. I mean, and that's the reason we've carried on since 2008 and moved forward, is because life does go on. We have children, we have different life experiences that we get by. We're Americans, and I think that we need to remember that, and we have that spirit and that drive in us that keeps moving us forward, sometimes in spite of the obstacles that the government may or anything else may put in our way. We continue to move forward, and I think that that's very important. But if you're going to be in the market for a home, you want to go to a local lender. Stay off the internet. It's kind of like you're staying off the internet for all those other things. Stay off the internet for your banking. Use a local bank. Arvis came and they gave us a class the other day, and I'm sure the other banks and institutions and the closing companies are going to be involved in this. You want to make sure that you've got your paperwork done, because now there's more defined windows going forward and when things need to be done. So it's going to be a learning curve for a little while. It's not going to affect us personally in that it's going to be your responsibility to make sure that you've got your money and that they're going to give you the money. You don't want to get started looking at houses and find out that you can't do what it was you thought you could do, or find out that you can do better than you thought you could do. That's a big part of it as well. The time frames, we have a home that was supposed to close, a month ago almost, that we think is going to close on Monday. There's people's lives are waiting. I mean, there's people waiting to get paid. There's people sitting with moving trucks full of furniture thinking that they're going to be going someplace else, and they're not. All real estate is like, we call them dominoes that have got to fall. This one's got to fall before that one can fall before that one. And even if it's a cash deal somewhere, they still have to sell someplace else to come here to buy something. Everybody's contingent, even though it may not be a contingency in the contract. Realistically, everybody's contingent on somebody else doing the right thing and helping them get to that point. And that's a lot and a big responsibility that we take as realtors, and being here to help you. We're certified buyers rep. We have certification from Realtor, and we're senior. We help seniors. We have a number of designations. We're going back for a negotiation class actually next month. And to go to these classes and see the way different people do things and learn different ways to help people get across the finish line. That's our mission. That's our goal, and that's what we do.
What's the biggest bottleneck in a real estate transaction? You said, well, you hope to close on Monday with a certain property. I mean, you think about it. If you brought somebody to my house and I was for sale, and say, okay, they'll give you this price. Hey, that's a fair price. We agree. We shake hands. We sign the papers. Now it's up to the banks, the abstract companies, blah, 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 blah. I mean, when it says that Mr. Smith is going to buy Mr. Hoffman's house for this price, both parties agree. Everybody's pre-approved, blah, and it still takes.
And it still takes because the financial institutions, and depending upon the type of loan, if it's an RD loan, if it's a VA loan, if it's anything where you have to go through that alphabet soup, and it has to be reviewed by somebody or some federal agency, these contracts to them, they're just maybe a strong suggestion. I mean, it's not like a legally binding agreement that you're going to close on May 27th. Well, it's sitting in review over on Susie's desk, and she took a couple days off, and Bill's out at a baseball tournament with his kids, so the files on his desk aren't getting done. They're just, there's no sense of urgency. They don't realize that people's lives are being affected by this. And some go very smooth. Generally, those are the ones that are done through conventional mortgages, where you go to the bank, I want a 30-year loan. And it's not like, they may want some money down, but it's not this 20% and things like that. And a lot of it has to do with your credit. And if you're thinking about getting into the market, again, stay off the internet. Go to one of the bankers. Go to wherever it is that you bank. If you don't have a bank, call me. I'll get you hooked up with a good banker. And you will be able, they will run your credit, and they will tell you this is what you need to do to improve your score. And it's going to take you about this long to get it done. My son tried to get an apartment up in Chicago. He pays cash for everything. He doesn't. Ooh. He had like nothing. So when the guy ran a credit check on him, he's got like no score because everything's been cashed. So he went out and he got a little gas credit card, and so he's been running that, and so he'll have but everything has been he wanted a phone, he bought a phone, he wrote a check for it, and that was it. You don't really think about things that you don't have in your credit, and you don't realize until you try to do something and go, oh wait, I can't. So you want to go to a bank, bring your past 2 years income tax, your 1099s if that, or W-2s, whatever it is you've got, and bring that. Say, look, we'd like to be thinking about buying a house. Where are we at? And the bankers are going to help you out with that. And that's the most important first step. Because you don't want to get started and then find out that you can't. Or
don't you think the banks want to help as much as
they do? Oh, Dale, yes.
Because if they can't make a $250,000 loan, they don't get that interest.
No, well, they don't. Well, it's not just that. I mean, they don't want people going under on them. They want people to be successful, especially here. But people want people to succeed. I spoke to a girl who wants to buy something, and then as we talked to her, she's got no credit. She can't do this. She can't do that. And I said, we could get you squeezed into something, but you're not going to be able to do it. I mean, we tell people, sorry, it's not a good idea for you to buy a house. You need to get this or that straightened out. But local banks. We have great bankers here. They're going to help you. The internet stuff, you can get pre-approved. They'll send you a form letter and an email. Absolutely worthless. Just worthless. So, because they're not, what's contingent on contingent on contingent, and it's going to cost you. You got to realize that when they're playing basketball up in Cleveland, the stadium up there, that's paid by one of these internet banks. So if they can open up that internet, if they can open up the facility up there, they're doing okay for themselves. They got to pay for all these things. Nothing is free.
Phone number, locations.
Phone number is 870-405-0793. Give my honey a call. Take a look at the webpage, retiretoarkansas.net.
Very pretty.
And we're over in the main office across the street from McDonald's on 62. Generally not there. Please call and make an appointment, and we'll do what we can do to help you out.
Bob and Linda Zdora, the Z Team, Century 21 LeMac Real Estate for all your real estate needs. 405-0793. Time for the news. Be right back.